do your job, to see plays and make plays, and that's why you see the turnovers, because we're not that same team as sharp as we were as we went down and played in Anaheim, and that's what we need to get back to.
How do you get that back? Is it up to you guys as coaches, or is it something the players have to figure out themselves, or maybe both?
It's a combination of both. I think the thing, if you look back at Anaheim, we have some terrific practices going in Anaheim. 3 days in a row, tough practices, 2 weeks back to back like that. And then we came out of Anaheim. We played on a Saturday, had Sunday off. We took off, played Monday, practiced Tuesday, played Wednesday, took Thursday off, practiced Friday, played Saturday, took Sunday off. The schedule's been one that we haven't had a great opportunity to kind of get back to that grind of the day in, day out, tough stuff we did in practice to get us ready. So the good thing about finals week is we want to be careful to give them the opportunity to do a good job with their finals, but it also gives us some time to get back to practice. They won't be as long, but they certainly will be tough and get us back to that tough mindset we had before we went on the road to Anaheim.
It seemed like Drick had one of his breakout performances in UTEP, though. That must have been nice to see. And what do you think's allowed him in that game to kind of just get out more?
Speed. He is the fastest guy, believe it or not, on the team with the ball in his hand from point A to point B. And he puts so much pressure on the defense, and particularly when you're trying to guard him at his position, he gets you backpedaling so quick, and he's so good at getting the ball down the court and not only getting to the hole but finding people. He puts a lot of pressure on you. So the thing about him is I've given him green light, and I asked him to step his game up. And he's got enough mileage on his body now, and everything's responding the right way with the knee surgery. We need for him to get in the form that we saw on tape when he contacted us about coming here. Because here's a young man that has a tremendous body. He's strong. He's a great athlete. He's fast. He's smart. He has a great voice on this team. I think he's only going to get better, and I think he's a big key to where we go this year with all of those attributes I just mentioned.
When you talk about his form, how close do you think he is to getting to that? Did it kind of pretty much show against UTEP?
It did. I think he still needs to get more confidence in his shot, and I think as that comes, he'll be a completely different player again. But what he has figured out is being able to rebound the ball, put it on the floor, get it down the floor, make quick decisions, make plays, knows where he's supposed to be on the floor, and yet he can still clean up some of that. And then defensively, just the mentality of realizing everybody at this level is good. And he might have had some nights at the level he played at before that he could get by because he was the biggest athlete on the floor. Well, everybody at this level is going to have an inside guy that can score. He's usually going to be matched up on that guy and has to be more consistent at defending that position.
What have you seen differently with Quentin? It just seems like he's playing with far more confidence the last 3 games and putting the ball on the floor and getting to the hole.
He's really struggled in practice. He's kind of the last guy to figure this out. And we need for him to figure it out because he's such a big part of where we're going to go with this team. So I was happy to see he's not perfect, but he does or tries to do everything you tell him to do. And that's the reason you're starting to see him get more minutes. He's going to start to have more success because he's on the same page with you as a head coach. And when you can do that, he's going to grow in his confidence, and I'm going to grow in my confidence in him, and he's going to start to play more and play better.
What are your first thoughts if you've jumped into tape on IUPUI yet?
I would say they're a team that has a really good inside attack, that they can have guys that can score inside. They have good guard play. You never look at anybody's record. You see a team that can go on the road and come this distance. Typically when teams go on the road, they come together. They could be coming out of finals as well, too. So I see a team, again, that it isn't so much about them as it is about us and what we need to do. We need to get back to playing the kind of basketball we were playing prior to and on that Anaheim trip because we've gotten away from that. And here's a good time to do it, I think, coming out of finals. I'm going to be more demanding this week, and I think the staff is as well. We need some practices underneath our belt, especially to close out this preseason.
When you look at Robo's line, only 10 shots, as efficient as he's been, do you want him in that kind of 15 to 20 range most games and to try to be more aggressive and take more shots?
I would love for him to be there. He has had 2 teams that have put a player on him and sat on him. that limits his touches and limits his rhythm a little bit. And the way he's going to get more shots again is for us to do a better job defending and getting out and pushing the pace and getting up and down that floor like we did at Anaheim again, because it creates so many more scoring opportunities versus walking the ball down the floor and having a team sit on you and taking those opportunities away. But I would love to see him shoot the ball more, take more quality good shots, because he's a terrific shooter.
And you've kind of mixed around the starting five the last few games. It was Carter against Idaho and Q versus UTEP. Do you want to find a starting five that you can take in Pac-12 players, or is it going to depend on the opponent and matchups and who you think kind of fits against each team?
The reason with the last couple of games, I felt like Milan has been struggling a little bit, and we had an opportunity to give Q Carter some confidence and give him a look, give Q some confidence and give him a look. That's what the preseason is for. It's kind of figuring out and giving guys an opportunity to grow and play to get them ready for conference. We could settle onto a starting lineup once we get the conference play. But right now, I'm not there yet, but just because of the consistency. Viante Daniels has probably been the most consistent player. I think Drick is starting to show that type of consistency. But beyond those two, I think Robo on offense, but not on defense. I think Malachi needs to be more consistent in terms of point guard leadership. So as we develop this team, this young team, it may take us some time to say, here's a set lineup just because of our youth. It's going to go in and out with its mental, its toughness, its concentration, its focus. And as they go in and out, the lineup will go in and out as well, too.
Then a non-basketball question. Mike Marlowe left for NAU today. What does he mean to this athletic department, and does it need to see him get the opportunity?
You know, when I came in at Oregon, there were 5 people on that staff underneath Bill Moose there. And I thought they were all young and did a terrific job and figured out the blueprint. One is now the athletic director at Alabama, Greg Burns. One is now the athletic director at Arizona, Dave Hinkie. One is the athletic director at Santa Clara, Renee Baumgartner. And one was the athletic director, I think still is at Fresno State, Jim Barco. And Mike, I thought, was just as good, if not better, than every one of the group. I'm happy for him to see him get that opportunity. And that's a tremendous tree for Bill Moose to have that quality of personnel that are in those key positions right now. So he'll do a wonderful job. It hurts because, again, he did such a tremendous job for our program, just in terms of his leadership, understanding what it takes to be successful at this level as a program, his support, his confidence, his friendship. All of those things are a factor, but I'm very happy for him. I'm very happy for his family as well, too, to have this opportunity. He deserves it, and now he gets an opportunity to put his stamp on a program.
And of course, you're in the middle of the season, but have you been fairly involved in the search process for the new AD? And have you been in touch with Kirk Schultz regularly the last few months?
Not necessarily in terms of the search process. He's reached out after a couple of our games, but I know that at some point in time, when he has that group together, when he starts to narrow, he's assured me that myself and Coach Lee would be involved, and that's fine with me because I'm busy coaching my team right now, and they're taking up enough of my time. I took time out going from El Paso to Charlotte to meet with the commission that the NCAA put together that's headed by Condoleezza Rice, and they asked myself and Coach Self, we're the only 2 coaches in the room, to come in and speak on the behalf of college coaches about what's going on in college basketball as they kind of reconfigure which direction we need to take college basketball in general. That was like preparing for another game, to step out of the room for that, step out of the program for that, and I'm happy to be back. So I've just gotten back in town. This team has been back for a few days right now, so it'll be good to get back with the guys.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Yep.
Thanks, Coach.